Does your heart race when it's time to perform? When it's time to present? When it's time to talk? You're in the right place. You're in the right place. That's normal. Like, I know a lot of people have been saying, hey, that you need help. But I would say that's normal. The thing that is the issue is that you're not reframing it. You're not structuring it. You're not shifting the perspective to let people know, hey, nerves are not the enemy. They're actually my power. They allow me to have these jitters to just go off and do the thing. So let's take it back, right? Because what am I really talking about here? I had a moment where I literally went to speak in front of people. They were calling me in to talk about it, and I mean, I was thrilled because I'm like, I got this. You know, you have that moment in your head, like it's cocky, like I'm gonna get this done, no worries. And then the day comes, and I'm like walking up into like the stairs to the stage, and I'm like, maybe I don't have this, maybe I don't, but I'm already there in front of hundreds of people, and I froze. I froze. I handed the mic right back to the organizer, and I walked off. And it was not good. It was bad, horrible, terrible experience. But I realized that the issue was not that I was scared. The issue was not that I didn't feel like I could do it. The issue was my mindset, that I didn't try. So that's what I leave you with. What I actually want you to consider is, what does it look like for you to try? And try legitimately. So let's talk about this. My first point, you got to prepare your body, not just your mind. Because your mindset will be like, I can do this. And that'll help a lot. But also, you'll be up there kind of like shaking profusely as like you're trying to get your message across. And even for like group presentations, you might be floored. Because you're like, I prepared so much. My mind is right. But my body's like, no. And what do you do with that? I would tell you, you should do some physical warm-ups. Again, these are shakeouts, breakouts, vocal rolls. Now, I'm not saying that you should, on the mic, in person, in front of these people, go, like you don't need to do that. I am not saying that. Do not say that I said that. I didn't. What I'm saying is that prepare before you get in front of people. Vocal rolls, deep breaths, and you should be fine. Now, consider this. When you are up there, you can speak. It's as simple as that. But that doesn't mean you're going to be strong while you do it. So you prepare in the back. And then you have what I would call power postures, power poses. Now, power poses does not mean you look like, Hulk Hogan or something like that. I would say just ground yourself. So the right posture is very important. It is. The right cadence, the right attitude. So that at least your mind will be ready, your body will be ready, because you will feel more grounded. And this is telling your body that you're safe. And it's going to work out, regardless of how many people are in the audience, because it really doesn't matter. Second point, focus on impact, not image. It's so easy for you to kind of have ticks, as I would call them in the classroom, red flags, because you're like, okay, what is everybody looking at? When honestly, it really doesn't matter. What does matter is what you have to say. So, don't ask, will they like me? What if they knew what I did? What if they're looking at my shoes or my shirt or my skin mark, my pimple? Like there's so many ways that will not be effective. So if that's the case, you should not be asking that. You should be asking, is what I have to say important, and are they going to get the message when I'm done? And what do I have to do to get from point A to point B of telling my message effectively? That's what's going to do it. So use a focal point technique to stabilize your eyes and voice. That means you should not, when you get up there, look at somebody in the eyes. I would say use a focal point, and that way you will know, okay, if I'm focused here, I don't have to look at anybody. It'll look like I'm performing and presenting. Even right now, I'm looking at the camera. I don't have anybody in front of me, but it looks like I'm talking to you. So use that, frame that, structure that, and you're going to be fine, because that way you don't have to lock eyes with somebody who may make you feel uncomfortable. Because the minute you see the way that their face is reacting to you, good or bad, it's going to be a problem. And Lecrae said it best. If you live for people's acceptance, you'll die by their rejection, which means twofold. You're going to hate when they're being mean, but you're going to love when they're being nice. But the love may get in the way of your message, because then it won't hit as hard because you are performing to the person that smiled at you. And that's not effective. So this is what leads me to my third point. Perform small to win big. You got to start with the low stakes. Do not wait until you're in front of a crowd to start. Again, practice in the back. Be grounded when you're in front of people, but do low stakes. Do the mirrors. Do it with a friend. Have video conferences with yourself. Like, you can film a video and you can see it to see what you're doing with your eye contact, with your speaking, with your... You can do a lot of that stuff. And make sure that you're repeating this on a regular basis, because repetition builds muscle memory and confidence. Like, if you've given this speech like 15 times, by the time you get up there, it's not going to be difficult. But that giving does not mean you have to find 14 stages to give that at. I would say, give it to a friend. Give it to your phone. And you're going to be just fine. You're going to be very effective. And remember, in order to perform, you have to fully be present and fully be yourself. Because at the end of the day, you're you. And can't nobody do anything about that. But if you allow them to give you imposter syndrome, if you allow them to scare you out of doing it, what does that really say about you? Do not give them that power. Do not give them that right. Because they don't have it. So with that being said, you were born to be seen. And even if you have to do it scared, you have to do it. So remember this. This is a practice. These skills, these strategies are going to help with the stage, but they're also going to help with life when you have to do the thing. Now, when I talk about being able to practice before you get to the stage, that's also studying. And I know people are like, oh my gosh, I'm learning things. No. Studying is going to be effective. Doing it before is going to ensure that when you do it for the quote-unquote first time, you're going to be fine. So this is the call to action. I want you to post a video. And if you don't want to post because you're like, I don't know where to post to, then record it. And do that every day. Record your story. Record a speech. Record you having a conversation. 60 seconds every day. And you'd be surprised what 1 minute can shift and do in your life. So at the end of the day, I want you to sit with this. What is one small step that you can take every day to make sure that you are phenomenal by the time you're done? I hope you consider that. I hope you think and ponder. I hope you do it scared so you can do it successfully, because we know you can be a champion if you just keep at it. That's my time.